Hello and welcome back to a brand new vlog. My name is Orion. I post videos every single Wednesday and Sunday at 6 p.m. And would you believe it, we're actually exploring the great outdoors. Oh, breathing in fresh air. I've been craving this for so long. I've been really enjoying the progression at the flat and doing the renovation, but it's been so needed for me to be outside. And I'm not alone, I am joined by several friends today. But speaking of the flat renovation, today I kind of thought it'd be a good idea to take a break in the middle of the progression that we're making and kind of go through a list of things that we need to get done, because right now I'm kind of just cue balling it and just going with the flow and trying to figure out things as I go along. But I figured today would be a really good time for me to break down what we need to do and what needs to be done. So numero uno on the list is indeed completing the bedroom. Now there's a couple of things that I want to do in the bedroom before we're completely finished with it. The first thing I want to do is add shelving above the TV so I can actually put plants and ornaments up there just to make the room feel a little bit cozy in that space. I'm also considering at this point, with that corner of the room with the bed and stuff like that, whether we actually completely repaint it or not, because right now, like, we've got the old paint there and I don't know if it's worth spending the money and investing loads of money in like painting it. And like, for example, behind the TV I actually considered putting wood slats there just to kind of make it more of a feature wall rather than just a plain white backboard. But I don't know, it's an expense. The second thing that we need to do is figuring out what we want to do with the lounge, because obviously since we've had the sofa removed, we've actually gained quite a lot of space. I'm not entirely sure at this point what I want to fill that space with. I have considered, just for even more storage, is to build in like a corner sofa into the wall. So it's kind of like a unit that would sit in the corner of the room, and then we put cushions on top, very similar to like how a caravan would work. And we've got plenty of storage there. Then we can actually put a dining table in front of those so we can still sit around a table if we wanted to, but we've also got the benefit of having like more storage underneath. But I'll quickly flash up on screen here what our lounge space looks like. If you have any ideas what we could do with this space, then please do let me know in the comments. But I think it's probably worth mentioning at this point where I actually am. I'm currently going for a walk around this beautiful place called Shugborough Estate, which is home to this absolutely gorgeous mansion, as you can see there. And not only that, but there is a huge walk that goes around the entire place, which we're currently going on now. I am, as I said earlier, with some friends. I'm with Sprat and his partner, my partner, and Jaff and his partner. And I believe we are heading off to the Essex Bridge. And it has to be said, this is one of the most bizarre bridges I think I've ever been on. It's got a low wall and then it kind of like shaped like a star. It's got all of these points that stick out the sides. I'm not entirely sure what that's for, but it is over a beautiful view. Look at this. Oh my days, I have actually missed the outdoors so much, man. I need to get my drone out and fly it around. I'm actually now beginning to think that we're not even in Shugborough Estate anymore. So it has been decided that we're going to go onto the bridge and we're going to play poo sticks. This is Benjamin's stick that he's using to play poo sticks with. Is it big enough, Benji? Yeah. I think I'll go a little bit more modest with this one. All right, everyone. Benjamin, you've gone too soon. Right, on your marks, get set, go. Who sticks whose? I don't know what my stick looks like. Oh, I don't think we know who won. I see a lot of sticks down there. Not entirely sure which one's mine. But back across the bridge, we have found ourselves back at Shugborough Estate. Let's go for a little bit of a walk around. I think today we have actually been so blessed with the weather. Like, look at the sky. It is a gorgeous day today. There's something so satisfying about walking through the leaves and kicking them up everywhere. I think I've said it so many times, but man, it's so nice to be outside. Oh my days, I can bring on like the change of weather, longer days, so I can go exploring and just embrace the outdoors. We've all actually been discussing that it wouldn't actually be a bad idea for us to rent out an Airbnb for us all to stay in and like kind of go on like a mini holiday, if you will, because At the moment, every month or so, we all meet up and we take it in turns to who we go to, because we live so far away from each other. So like, one time we'll go up to James's house, one time we'll go up to Jeff's house, and one day they'll come down to our house. And it's like a 2-hour drive in each direction. So we're thinking, instead of doing that all the time, or just like maybe meeting in the middle and running out of things to do, why don't we all just go stay at like an Airbnb somewhere, so we're not forking out so much money for hotels, and then we get longer to hang out together and we can enjoy more places like this. And I genuinely feel like I've been jailed or something for like the last 3 months. I've never seen a blue sky before, but it's something about it. I've been talking about this recently in like my shorts, that I have been feeling quite under the weather recently. It's like waking up every day and feeling hungover for the whole day. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm like either ill, or like some people thought I might have like long COVID, or maybe I'm diabetic or something like that. But I genuinely think it's just been like cabin fever. Like, I've been stuck indoors for so long that I just needed some sunlight in my life. And this right here is perfect weather. But speaking of being like trapped to the house and the flat in general, if we get back on topic, the third and final thing that we need to do, I say final, it's like a never-ending project really, but one of the last things we need to do is buy a lot of stuff really. Like, we need to get new curtains, new blinds to go in those curtains as well, so we get a bit more privacy, because right now we don't have a lot of privacy. The oven needs completely cleaning out, and I think I'm going to get some new shelves in there and a new drip tray. I need to replace the toilet seat of all things. I know it sounds a bit random, but it's just gone horrible since we've been out of the flat, so we need to get that replaced, as well as like the shower curtain as well. There's just a lot of things that we need to invest into the flat to spend that I'm not entirely too sure about doing just now. Now, there is kind of a good reason as to why, and that is because ever since I've been doing the flat, I've actually bumped into some neighbours and got to talking about what's going on with their places and all that kind of stuff. And apparently they're not even going to change the fire doors until the summer, which means that we would have been out of the flat for about 8 months at that point. Now, this is actually good news, and the reason being is because once we've been out of the flat for 6 months or more and living in an Airbnb like we are, it actually gives us a bit more power to request that we get moved more permanently, because we can't live out at Airbnb indefinitely. It also costs a lot of money to rent that place out. So once we get to like the April, April, May, that kind of time of the year, we're at a position really where we can turn around and be like, okay, we don't really want to go back to the flat anymore. Can you actually move us into a house? Which would make this one very happy. So really, that is kind of why I'm a bit hesitant to spend too much money on the flat, with the knowledge that we might not go back. Obviously, I'm trying to make the most of a bad situation, and as most of the work is finished in the flat, I would like to clean it up and make it a nice place for when we do choose to leave it to whoever moves into it next. Or, like I said, if we do end up going back, we're at least going back to somewhere nice. So it's kind of treading that fine line of like getting the flat ready in case we do get back, but not spending too much money if we end up moving out of it. And even then, I'm buying things that I know I can take with me, like the Calyx unit. We're going to make use of that wherever we go. And if I do buy a new sofa or a dining table, I want to buy it knowing that I would take it to the new place. All right. The weather is turning worse for wear, and I think it's about time I catch up with my friends and family and spend some time with them. What are we doing here, Benji? Oh, he's got to do some press-ups and some burpees. Oh, 5 burpees. Oh, and then jump up. Yeah. Oh, good job. Yep, the weather is definitely turning worse for wear. It is now raining. And it would be nice to spend some time inside there, but the doors are closed, so we can't go in. Instead, we have made our way round to the play area because Benjamin has been dying to go around the park. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's kind of just lying on that plank. Oh, he's hiding now because he can see me filming him. Benji, what are you doing?
I'm just climbing up here.
You're climbing up top?
Yeah.
Very good. However, I do think I made the most of the weather while I could, and no more blue skies. It is definitely gone miserable, and I don't think it's going to get much better. Even so, it's been a lovely day at Shugborough Estate, and I think because the weather is turning a bit miserable, I should probably wrap up the vlog here. So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a thumbs up rating. I would appreciate that. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. But as always, been Orion. Love you very much. Peace, peace, much love. Bye bye.